What's going on, guys? Back with another grading reveal video. So these are actually two separate submissions together, both 45 days, both of these. Most of these cards were purchased last July into August, sent probably closer to the end of August, and I just got them back. I have seen the scores, I have kind of looked at the cards. There's a few things that I'm disappointed about, and I'll talk to you guys about that. And then there's some cards that I'm stoked about. There's some cards that have gone up in value. There's some cards that definitely have gone down in value. And so I'll talk about that, guys, as I go through the submission. It's gonna be around, I think, 45 cards, 47 cards, something like that. Enough talking, let's get into it. Start right over here to the left. First card up is an RJ Barrett Panini Chronicles. So, you know, there's a lot of jokes out in the world about how Chronicles and Mosaic, how half of the PSA backlog is Chronicle and Mosaic. I don't doubt it, guys. I'm just happy it came back at 10. You know, what I paid for this card is probably in the $5 to $10 range. I paid, I think it was $12 or $14 for grading. So I'm in about, let's just call it 25. In a 10, this card is worth more than 25. In a 9, probably not. So definitely happy I got a 10 on that. Another one that kind of falls into that category, Tyler Hero. His stock has definitely dropped. I do really like these Crusade cards. I think these are nice. To me, this is going to be a hold going into next season. I think the population on these is not going to be crazy. These are not going to be 10,000 population, but I'm definitely happy I got a 10 on anything Chronicles, and not so happy about this one. So this is a Terrence Davis Panini Chronicles. You know, this was just a situation where I think I pulled this guy out of a pack. I thought the card looked great. Kind of looking at it, the centering is perfect. I'm really not sure what I missed or if the card somehow got damaged at PSA, because that is something that I feel like is happening, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Either way, Terrence Davis, a 9. Definitely a loser for now, but you know, we'll see what happens next season. Another Chronicles card, and this was a Zion Williamson bronze. Again, this is a card that I hit myself that I thought looked really, really clean. You know, centering on these are hard to judge, so I'm just not really sure what caused this one to be a 9. But either way, you know, I hit this out of a pack. I paid 14 bucks. This is worth more than 14 bucks. Zion's going to be a superstar, so not going to make a lot of money on that one, but not going to lose either. This is what I'm really bummed about. But I remember at the time it had a little bit of a soft corner, and you know, but I sent it anyway because at the time they were handing out 10s like candy. So I'm not shocked that I got a 9 on this one. Still a beautiful card. It's definitely one of my favorite John Morant cards. Might keep this one for the PC. All right, so now we got a couple of Zion selects. I bought these when the Prisms were like $1,000 for PSA 10s, and these were like $13 raw or something like that. I'll be honest, I'm pretty surprised that I got 9s on both of these. I thought these were really clean. If you look at the centering, guys, this is 10 centering on the front. They're well centered on the back. I assume the issue is somewhere with soft corners. I could tell on this one. A little bit on this one as well. I really don't remember the corners being soft when they left me, but you know, maybe they were. Maybe something happened in transit. Not sure, but either way, you know, it's LeBron James, so there's always a market for him. Next up is some Mosaics. This one's the RJ Barrett. This one also got a 9. I swear I got some 10s coming up, guys. This one I believe I got out of a pack. You know, probably won't lose too much money on this because I probably, you know, if I got it out of a pack, you know, the grading cost was only 14 bucks. So, you know, it's going to be worth more than that. RJ has a bright future ahead of him. This one is the John Morant Mosaic Green. Again, a 9. Not really sure what's going on with this one. I did look these over, guys, but you know, their magnification is definitely way higher than mine. This one is one that I'm really not happy about because I believe that the card was damaged at some point of this process. It's a Cameron Johnson die cut orange prism. So I thought this had a shot at a 10, but I thought it would kind of be a 9 because the centering isn't great top to bottom. But then I looked at a lot of examples of these that also didn't have great centering and were still hitting 10s. The back centering is fine, but the corners, like, it just didn't, I didn't send this out with these soft corners. It's literally the #1 thing that I look at. I have a stack of cards that I never sent out because of soft corners. And I remember this one specifically, that was the issue right there. So these are so delicate. If people handling these and tossing them around, I mean, they get damaged so easily. I really want to hope that that's not what happened. But either way, Cameron Johnson, getting him back at the perfect time, just not the perfect score. Let's keep it moving. We're about to hit some 10s, guys, I swear. So this was during the buy anybody with a pulse because their price will go up phase of the hobby last year. And this was just one of those guys. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know much about him. I still don't know much about him. I hope he just has a future at some point, a moment where his cards kind of gain some value. And I feel like a lot of guys do get that moment throughout their career. And I'm going to kind of sit and wait for that moment. I paid probably $2-3 on this card, 14 for grading. Figured, you know, I had a shot at a 10. So, you know, these are rare. Population, I'm sure, is probably 1, 2, even in a 10, 1, 2, just because nobody's sending this guy in. So, you know, got caught up in the wave a little bit. But these two I actually feel pretty good about. So if Mai Oni, I believe is his name, if he does hit, I'm sitting pretty. This is the fast break prism, guys. This one's numbered to 125. If he ever sees a spike in his prices, this is probably going to be one of the, you know, best prism rookie cards available for him, because I doubt that many people sent him in. So really happy on this one. And again, the card was super cheap. And here's an autograph with a 10 as well. So happy about that one. Let's keep it moving. RJ Barrett got a 10 arriving now. I'm a fan of the Knicks. Might sell this one down the road just to kind of move the money into something else, but I'm happy it came back at 10. Probably have $20 total into this card. So I think it's definitely closer to the start of the season next year. It's going to be worth a little bit more. This one I'm a little bit bummed about because I thought it was really, really clean. The high voltage Anthony Davis. Didn't pay too much into it. Probably got about $23, $24 into it total. You know, he's in his New Orleans jersey. That kind of sucks because it says Lakers, wrong jersey. Hopefully I can make my money back on this because I don't think there's that many of these graded, and a collector of Anthony Davis will hopefully want it. Wendell Carter Jr. He got traded, I think, to the Magic this year, and actually kind of started showing some of the promise that people thought he had for the longest time. So I'm actually pretty stoked about this card. I'm definitely going to hold this because I think he's somebody. The population report on this is not going to be crazy, and he's somebody that can. He's not going to become a superstar, but I think he's going to have a moment that's going to cause his prices to rise either before the season or during. And, you know, having a PSA 10 like this, I probably am in this no more than $20, $25. And I could see this card going up to 100 at some point just because of the low population. And, you know, if he does something of relevance. As another one of the what was I thinking at that time? Was I thinking at all? I'm not sure, but this is the brother Anatem. I can't not pronounce his last name to save my life. Antetokounmpo. I know that's not how you say it, guys, but I'm terrible at pronouncing that last name. Giannis's baby brother. Was definitely hoping for a 10 on this, because I know as a 9 it just has no value at all. These are the cards that I would definitely never put up for auction, because it would probably end at like $2.99. You know, but I think that I could probably, you know, throw it up for $19.99, and then somebody will bite eventually if he, you know, goes into the game and scores a bucket or something, and somebody's drunk on eBay and just ends up buying it up. But I mean, let's just go back to 2020, guys. When July, August 2020, PSA 10 of this was $100. PSA 10 of anybody with a pulse was $100. So a lot of times I was looking for players that people weren't even thinking about, trying to get in a different lane. And of course was obviously thinking I would have these back by last Christmas, where I probably could have gotten, you know, $75, $60 if it was a 10, but it didn't happen. This one I am stoked about. I think Colin Sexton, especially if he gets traded to the Knicks, which is something a lot of people have been talking about online. Really happy to get a 10 out of this. You know, this is a tough set, like, especially now. They are not grading these easy. I have so many 2018 Prism 9s. It's crazy. So really happy about this one. The long-term potential on this one, I think, is pretty solid. I'm definitely holding. I have a silver of his as well. I love the Knicks, so I hope he would get traded there. I think these would see a big pop, and then I might actually have to hold on to it at that point. This is another one, guys. Not numbered, but population on this is going to be ultra low. Aaron Holiday, Choice Prism, autographs. You know, again, the thinking was like, I'm looking for guys that not everybody was buying up in different type of parallels with incredibly low pops. Even back then I was thinking that way. Now I'm definitely thinking that way. So I'm stoked with this one. I have no reason to rush sell this for, you know, $50 or $60 or whatever I can get for it now. I'm gonna wait for Aaron Holiday to get his moment in the sun, because I think it's gonna happen, because it happens to just about everybody. And wait until you see the next guy on this talking about waiting for their moment in the sun. I might be waiting a while on this one. Yeah, at least it's a holo. What else can I say? Thomas Bryant. I had him on my fantasy team, actually, and he was doing pretty well for me. And I was like, dude, nobody's buying up Thomas Bryant. Let me buy Thomas Bryant. Again, guys, I got maybe $20 total into each of these cards, 14 of it being the grading fee, probably even less. This one maybe was $2 or $3. Maybe this was $4 or $5 because it's a holo. I believe he may be a free agent this year, and, you know, somebody's going to pick him up, and then I'm going to have a little bit of a window to sell these, at least make my money back. They're 9s. If they were 10s, like if this was a 10 and he got traded to the right team, gotten the right opportunity and on a height team, like maybe it could be a $75, $80 card, but I don't think that's going to happen with a PSA 9. Oh, here's another man that haunts my dreams, Jarrett Stidham. Throughout all my submissions, I probably sent in like 5 of these, and this is the first time they gave me a 10. I'm just like, guys, like, it's Jarrett Stidham. Just give me a 10. Like, really? Again, you know, the 9s on these are absolutely worthless. The 10s still have a little bit of value because some people still think that he's going to get his chance, and he should this season. I don't think Cam Newton's really the answer for the New England Patriots. And maybe Stidham, like, I literally have like more Stidham than any one man should own, and I'm just waiting for his moment, and I will sell it all. And hopefully this season it's coming. I waited very patiently last season, never came. So this is a cool one. This is a 2020 Topps Chrome Mookie Betts Prism refractor. Just a beautiful card. I thought this was gonna be a 10. I thought it was really, really clean. Not sure what they saw different than what I saw, but you know, pull this out of a pack. I could get 20 bucks for this, no problem, especially here in LA. So not a total loss, but not a gain. This is the, man, I really just like these. I kind of wish I would have waited for Stadium Club Chrome, but I did send out one of these and also a Bobichette, but I guess that's in a different submission coming up. But just the photography on the Stadium Clubs is just amazing. Just the beautiful photography. Fortunately, this one came back in 9. Gavin Lux has been hit or miss this season, but you know, he's still young. He's still a hyped player. I think he'll get his moment at some point. Moving on. All right, so things start getting interesting. So we got a Bobichette. That's just a paper PSA 10. Then we have another Bobichette paper PSA 9. Another Bobichette PSA 9. Guys, I'm telling you, I was really looking at these, and now I'm looking at them, especially this one, PSA 8. I had a stack of these Bobichettes, and I picked the best ones and very carefully put them into the, you know, the card saver ones. And I'm looking at these, and the corner damage, look at that. That, I guarantee you 1000% that was not there when I sent it out. I already reached out to my submission guy. I don't think it's his fault, but you know, I don't know what PSA is doing with these cards, especially when I'm looking at the steps that they have, right? Like step 5 is that, or at least with the submission group that I'm in, step 5 is that they begin the submission, or step 6. Step 6 is that they begin the grading process. So that would lead me to believe that they got the raw card out here and they're about to grade it, right? And for this one, it was like 3 months before they moved into the we are now done grading. So I want to know, where was my card for those 3 months? Was it being taken in and out of the card saver? Like, what was going on? Guys, if this is happening to you as well, you know, let me know in the comments, because I'm a little bit concerned, you know, that I get it. It's a Bobichette paper card. Like, there's a million of these out there. But still, you know, like, take care of the cards. I do hope that they're doing that. Unfortunately, I can't say this is an isolated incident because it's happened to me a few times now where I'm looking at the cards and I'm like, well, how did I get this grade? And then I'm like, that wasn't there when I sent it. I don't want to say that they're switching cards. I don't think that's it. I think they're just being handled poorly, either by new employees or just by the individual grader who's overwhelmed, or they're being put in a place and then moved. I don't know, but I guess it is what it is. I was happy though with these Topps Chromes, because obviously the Chromes are the ones you want, and all these came back 10. So I was definitely happy with that. Bobichette, I think, is one of the brightest young stars in the making. He's being a little overshadowed this season by Vladdy, but he's having a great season. And I think this card is a good long-term investment, specifically the refractors and the pinks. And I got some of those coming back to me here pretty soon in a different submission. So look out for that video. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Kyle Lewis, Topps Chrome, PSA 10. Not having the greatest season. I think he's been dealing with some injuries. But, you know, I mean, obviously he showed that he can play last season. So this card, just going to hold, wait for him to get his moment in the sun. Sent out a couple of Tatis. Bummed on the 9, you know, happy on the 10. Obviously, these have gone up in value quite a bit since when I bought them. I don't exactly remember what I paid for them. Like, they weren't dirt cheap. But these are the complete sets. But it's a paper card, guys. Paper card 10s, even when they're not damaging them. Like, it's hard. It's a hard grade to get. So I'm pretty stoked on that. Probably make a good profit on that one. Let's take a look. I did pick up some Clint Frazier last season. I'm a Yankees fan, and, you know, he's shown a lot of promise, but not super consistent. But, you know, this is the refractor PSA 9, and I did get a 10 on the pink, so that's good. And the pinks in baseball are really popular. Shohei's going for 1,000 plus easily. I saw the Raw just recently sold for 300. And, you know, don't have much into these. You know, a lot of these cards, guys, at the time I was speculating, you know, and my mindset was like, look, even if I lose, I'm not losing that much. And, you know, you're always going to win on some. So, you know, I don't necessarily regret. there's some decisions where I'm like, maybe I could have put that money somewhere else. It would have made more sense. But you know, that's you got to learn and you got to grow through your experiences in grading, and it's changed so much over the last year, guys. So, you know, just kind of trying to roll with the punches. Luke Voigt, he was just going crazy last year. This was another card guide that was absolutely perfect when I sent it in. And I looked on the corners. It looks like the corners are the issue. A little bit of a soft corner up there. Really don't remember sending it that way, but you know, it is what it is. All right, guys, last stack. So this was a 45-day, but the I forget what they call it, but the older cards from modern, not ultra modern, right? So stoked on this one. Manny Machado, PSA 10. Pick this up off checkoutmycards.com. Just thought the centering was perfect, and it, you know, it looks great, front and back. So really happy with that. I mean, Machado's having a great year, and you know he's on a contending team, so holding that one for sure. Ben Simmons. Not sure what this one's going for. Thought I had a really solid shot at a 10, and even looking at the centering, it's probably again a corner issue. Yeah, a little bit of a soft corner there. Honestly, don't remember the condition of this one so much because I only had one. Unlike the Bichettes where I had a bunch, and I was like, okay, I'm only sending these because these are the best ones. So, you know. These two cards I'm actually legit pretty stoked on. Because they both came back, not just because they both came back 10s, but the population report on both these players is so low, guys. So low. Obviously, the big one is Julius Randle. This is probably a $400 card right now. You know, maybe not in auction, but in Buy It Now, you will find somebody to pay you $400 for this. The population on this can't be more than 5. I'm a Knicks fan, and again, I was speculating on Julius, and I speculated correctly on him. I actually did some grading with Star Stock, and I got a bunch of 10s earlier this season that I sold, I mean, for 20x, basically, because he blew up so much. And I think next season it's going to be the same. I think the Knicks are going to make a move, and Julius is going to be at the center of it all, and his cards are going to see some big increases going into next season. Yusuf Nurkic. You know, again, he's a good player. He was injured a little bit this season, but he played really well in the playoffs. I believe during the bubble time. So yeah, I mean, he's another guy with just a really low pop count, not into this card much, maybe $25 total, including grading. And I could definitely get more than that right now, but I think I'm going to hold because I think, again, if he gets traded, like, think about what happens with guys like this that are very, very talented, but are playing on, you know, kind of on some teams that aren't getting that much hype, and then they get traded to the Lakers. They get traded to the Celtics, to the Knicks, to the Heat, to one of these contending teams, to the Golden State Warriors. Like, all of a sudden, you have this new fan base that comes flocking, looking for these cards, and he could be one of those players. And if you're holding it, I get it. It's $25, you know, an investment. You got to put the money in up front, you know, more or less. But I think this is a card that could 4 to 8x, you know, given the right situation. It happened multiple times last season. This is one of the guys that it happened to. Aaron Gordon. Unfortunately, I was just so late to that party because I'm just getting the card back right now, and it came back at 9, which is a bummer. A little bit of a soft corner there. But, you know, his cards really went up, jumped big time when he got traded to the Nuggets, just because the population was so low, so there wasn't enough supply to meet the demand. This one, good God, what was I thinking? And could they have not thrown me just a pity 10? Could they have not been like, this guy legitimately threw in, sent this card out? Let's just give him a 10, at least give him a 9. Here's the thing, guys. I actually really wanted this to be a 10 because he's one of the, like, bright, young-ish kind of stars that's a free agent this year, and that might land in a good situation, and his population report is so low on anything graded, And I know this is Panini Limited. Maybe there wasn't a Prism. I don't know why I bought this one. It's only numbered to 25, 10 of 25. So super, super low, you know, serial numbered. I'm pretty sure this is a Pop 1. There's probably no other graded, and this is the best one that exists out there, guys. So I'm going to wait till he gets traded, or I'm sorry, till he signs with a new team this offseason, because I think there's going to be some interest in his cards. I actually picked up some of his, I believe, the Prism rookies. I think he's going to have his moment where it's going to be a good selling opportunity, but fortunately, it's going to be limited. And we have a few cards. There's some vintage coming up. 2014 Topps Chrome Derek Carr. I don't know if it was Vegas Dave that got me to buy this, or one of the million videos I watched on YouTube about, you know, cards to buy before they blow up. You know, this one's a real TBD. This is the refractor, so that's good. But right now I know his stock is down, so we'll see what he does this coming season, and hopefully I'll find a good selling opportunity on that one. So we got Ken Griffey Jr. These actually belong to a buddy of mine. They were some of his childhood cards, and we thought these looked pretty good, so we sent them out. And he got a 9 on the Donruss. He got a 9 on the Star Rookie. This is one of the toughest grades out there, guys. You could buy this card raw for like under 10 bucks, and it's like 2,000, 1,500, something like that in PSA 10. So you would think to yourself, okay, I'm just gonna go out there and buy 100 of them. I'll find some PSA 10s. You won't. A big part of it is this little sticker in the back. So it's actually a sticker that's placed on top of the card, I assume, by a machine. And it is so hard to find this sticker perfectly centered. I don't know how much you could tell in the video that it's just not centered at all. And the centering on this wasn't that great, but still hit a 9. I think the surface was like perfect. The corners were sharp. So yeah, actually pretty stoked with that. It's probably a $250 card. And we got a Jordan, a 1988 Fleer, also from the childhood collection of my buddy. This one, I mean, he hadn't touched it since 1988, and you could tell the surface was perfect. The corners were sharp. It's really just a centering issue. You know, there's nothing he could do about that. It came out of the factory that way. Still a great card, $200 card at least. So stoked on that. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know, take a moment to hit the like button, subscribe. You'll see more videos like this. Check out my other videos, a couple of them on the screen right now. And I will see you next time. Peace.